Hi everybody, it's Richard here again and welcome to my Inbox 10 video where I will show some new recent purchases along with some second-hand as well as some surprising VCLT that I got. I'll tell the story about that whenever I get to it. I'll show it at the end, but I was actually blown away. Okay, so we're going to start off with some of the new LPs that I have bought recently. First one off, and don't laugh, I think I'm the only person in Northern Ireland that's actually bought this. And this is Linda McCartney's album Wide Prairie, which was released on CD shortly after she passed away. I think it was 1998 or so forth. And yeah, this is actually very good. I know Linda McCartney is not the best of singers, but what it actually is, it's a very good little history on Wings outtakes, if you see what I mean, because a lot of these songs were recorded, you know, around the sessions of various Paul McCartney and Wings albums, and it's fascinating to hear the song that would have come from each of those album sessions. And it does of course feature the two famous songs she had with Seaside Woman, which was recorded around Red Road Speedway, and obviously Cook of the House from Wings at the Speed of Sound. But yeah, I enjoy this. I really do. I've always had a soft spot for Linda McCartney though, and I do think that that's what's missing from Paul McCartney's 21st century recordings is Linda's backing vocals, to be honest with you, because I think it works so well. And that there back, I love that back cover, I really do. I think it's fantastic. I think she looks really, really beautiful there. Paul looks pretty damn cool too. So this is Linda McCartney, Wide Prairie, and I thoroughly enjoy it. I picked this up as well. One of my favourite REM albums, Life's Rich Pageant. And this features I Believe and The Wonderful Fall on Me on it. The Begins, also the opening track of this. This is a pretty damn good album. In fact, I'm now preferring the REM's IRS years to the Warner Brother years. The ones, the IRS are the ones before they became mega successful. And if I was listening to a CD in the car, I would always pick up the best of the IRS years because it's the one that I get most enjoyment of. Very good album. That is REM, Life's Rich Pageant. I picked this up because it's probably one of his best later albums, even though it is now 22 years old, excuse me. And this is Bob Dylan's Time Out of Mind. This is an absolutely fantastic album, and it's his best since Desire. Possibly, well, maybe, no, it is his best since Desire. I do like Street Legal as well. And this is over a double album set, and it's got fantastic songs like Not Dark Yet, Trying to Get to Heaven, which David Bowie actually covered in 1997 for, I think it was a projected Bob Dylan tribute album, which never actually came out. Dirt Roads Blues is great, and then you've got things like Make You Feel My Love, which is obviously a huge hit for Adele, even though the first person to record it, and I think the first person to record it even before Bob Dylan did himself, was Billy Joel. And then side 4 is taken up by the 15-minute long Highlands, which is excellent. So this is one of Dylan's best albums, and it's in his top 10 of all time. Bob Dylan, Time Out of Mind. Okay, now I'm going to have to go and get something to eat. Yep, I'm going to eat some crow. I bought this on vinyl. I've moaned and complained about this album. I wanted to fill the collection because it's always annoying me that it wasn't in it, and then I played it again and I think it's really good actually. Much better than what I thought. Yes, I've come around to the Who's Quadrophenia. It's a good album. It's not their best, still not their best, but this was in my books close to the bottom. This is now in mid-table, and I think the more I play it, it may actually go up a bit. So it's bang smack in the middle for me at the moment. And yeah, I do enjoy it, to be honest with you. I still think 515 is not a great choice of a single, but overall as a listen it is pretty good, to be honest with you. The Real Me's good. Again, things that, even the fun songs are quite good as well. There's very small writing here, like Love Rain Over Me, obviously. Bellboy is not bad. It's a bit daft, but I do enjoy this now. So I've just eaten a big portion of crow. So this is the Who's Quadrophenia. Okay, we'll get on to some second-hand vinyl, and I picked this up because I never actually had this, and yes, this is a counterfeit, and I knew it was a counterfeit before I bought it, which is why I only paid about £5 or £6 for it. I don't particularly like the cover. This is the David Bowie US edition of The Man Who Sold the World on Mercury, but as I say, it is a counterfeit, and the easy way of telling it's a very good counterfeit is if you see where the speech bubble from the guy in the hat, there's too much of a space between the bottom lyric and the actual pointer of the speech bubble. On the original versions, or the proper versions, the official versions, there's not much of a gap, and also the matrix number is etched by hand on this rather than stamped, so that's how you tell. But I just wanted this for the collection. It was cheap, and I've never had this cover before, so I went for it. So Bowie's Counterfeit, The Man Who Sold the World. I picked this up on the strength of the two singles. This is Sailor's Greatest Hits, with Girls, 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 and the absolutely fantastic Glass of Champagne. Sailor, a mid-70s band. Those two songs are the only thing I knew about them, so I thought, yep, I'll have a go. And it's not a bad album, actually. You know, there's some half-decent songs on this, like All I Need Is a Girl, Romance, One Drink Too Many. They're not bad. I won't go out and buy any more Sailor albums. This will do me. And obviously Girls, Girls, Girls and the Glass of Champagne are the highlights. So this is Sailor Greatest Hits. I picked this here up at a record fair. This is the first album by them, featuring Van Morrison, The Angry Young Them. It wasn't cheap, but it wasn't overly expensive. It is a reissue on Decca, 80s one. It's not bad. It reminds me of the Rolling Stones' first album, The Rolling Stones. Some half-decent songs on it, Mystic Eyes, Gloria, obviously. And they even do a version of Route 66, which is more or less a copy of the Stones version. But yeah, not bad. It's good to add to the Van Morrison collection. Two albums I picked up, not at the same time, from my local record shop. The Faces, Ooh La La, with the brilliant Ooh La La single, and Cindy Incidentally. And along with that I got, about a week later, A Nod Is As Good As a Wink, which has the awesome version of Memphis on it, which was missing from the Greatest Hits album I had. And obviously Stay With Me and Miss Judy's Farm. So this is when Rod was cool, basically, and his early solo stuff, and they're very, very good albums. So that's two Faces albums. Not the coolest band in the world, but I do like them, and that's Dire Straits, and this is a good compilation of their material from the first album to Brothers in Arms. Yeah, it's got Sultans of Swing, and I think it's a fantastic song, as is Tunnel of Love, Romeo and Juliet, and there's even a remix version of Twisting by the Pool, which is better than the single. So I bought this just, you know, as a compilation to stick a bit of Dire Straits on and thoroughly enjoy it. So this is money for nothing. It's really the best of Dire Straits. I was watching James Griffiths do a video. It's a very old video, it must have been a couple of years old, and he showed an album that he got for about £1 in an antique shop, and the cover just blew me away, and I thought, I want that, I want that. So I looked it up in Discogs, and I saw the track listing, and there's a few songs that I knew, and it was about £1, and I thought, right, I'm buying that, and I'll see if the seller has any other stuff, which he had a couple of bits and bobs. So I bought and put my order in, and it arrived, and it is Filibusters. Is that such a cool cover or what? Absolutely brilliant. I love it. That is pure 70s soul cover, and it's got Love Train on it, Yoo-Hoo by the OJs, love it. As it's also got Backstabbers by the OJs. The other ones I know on here, obviously Me and Mrs. Jones, and that's about it. But I played it and it's not bad, but really for £1 plus a little bit of postage, I bought this for its cover. So that's Filibusters. Okay, a couple of actual pound bins out of my local record store, and I've been amassing a collection of this girl, and they've all cost £1, and I'm lifting them up. And this is the best of the lot. This is Pat Benatar's In the Heat of the Night. This is her debut album, and it really is good. And I noticed that there's a version of No You Don't, which is on the Sweet Fanny Adams album, written by Mike Chin and Nicky Chapman, and as well as If You Think You Know How to Love Me, written by Nicky Chin and Mike Chapman, which was a hit for Smokey. Heartbreaker, which was the actual single. This is a good new wave album. Thoroughly enjoyed this. I'm becoming a little bit of a Pat Benatar fan. I never thought I would, but there you go. So yeah, Pat Benatar. I know this is probably cheap in every record shop you will find, but it is actually a good album. And this one here for £1, I bought it because it was £1. I thought there's no way I would ever have this in my collection, and I saw Rob Walker showing it one time, and he actually praised it, and I thought, what? Have you got leave your senses here? And I saw it for £1. I thought, I'll buy it. And it's Swing Out Sister, It's Better to Travel. And I used to hate the song Break Out. It's the only one I knew, and I actually enjoyed it. The album itself is not bad, it's not brilliant, but it's not bad. So for £1 you can't go wrong, and it will get played again. So it is like sort of Blue Eyed Soul type 80s sound as well, but yeah, I enjoyed it. So Swing Out Sister, Is Better to Travel. Okay, so one Saturday I walked into my local, I say local, it's 30 miles away, but I go there every Saturday, the record shop in Ballymena, and Johnny, the guy that owns it, says, here, I've got something for you. And he hands me over these singles, and I thought, what? He says, oh, they're from Paul. So this is a wee bit of VCLT from Paul, 33 1/3, who also frequents the shop. Never met him. I'm sure our paths will cross one day, but I want to say thank you very much, Paul, because these are awesome. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 singles, and the first one is This Is Men at Work, and it's Down Under, and it's backed with Who Can I Be Now. The two most famous songs, and it's great to have it in one single, so excellent. My first ever The single, Sweet Bird of Truth, is a good song, played it there, really enjoyed it. Never had any The at all. And then we get on to this song. I have the 12" of this anyway, but to have it in 7". You know, I prefer 7" singles to 12" singles. And this is the KLF Justified and Ancient with Tammy Wynette and vocals. Brilliant song, absolutely excellent. So delighted to have this in the collection. Excuse me. I've got my first Blur 7" single in my collection now. I have all their CDs, but this is Bang from their first album. Excellent song. It's a pretty damn good album as well. It gets slated a wee bit, but it's better than what you think. The baggy type from the early 90s, sort of like the type of Manchester music, even though these guys are from London. But yeah, great to have that. And this one was a big surprise, and this is X-Ray Specs and Identity. And not only is it a single, it's on pink vinyl. I thought this might be worth a bob or two, and this is not a 99p single, Paul. This is expensive, so thank you very much. This is in double figures, and it's my second ever X-ray spec. Did I say XTC? I mean X-ray specs. It's my second ever X-ray specs single, and that's all I have of X-ray specs. And there's poly at the front, polystyrene, and again, this is a great song. But the one that made me go woohoo, and this a band I love, I do not have any of their 7-inch singles. I've got their 4 vinyl albums, and that's A-Punk by Vampire Weekend, so I'm absolutely delighted to have that. So again, Paul 33 1/3, I will link his channel below. He's a great guy, Belfast lad. I think he's originally Ballymena himself though. And he loves David Bowie just like me. So again, thank you very much, Paul, very much appreciated. And that's a few of the things I bought recently, so that's me for now. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope to have another video soon. Okay, all the best now, bye bye.